rematch, or would you keep it open for as long as you could potentially keep it?
Well, I feel initially like almost agreeing each other. A lot of things that we are agreeing each other, but there's a few, just a few conditions that we are still negotiating.
And would it happen in America? Could it be in the Philippines? Could you take it to other locations?
Probably it will happen in Las Vegas. Yeah.
There are other fighters that also want to be in the ring with you. There's also the rumors that Vasyl Lomachenko might be in the opposite corner to yourself. Is in terms of the priority, does he figure secondary to Mayweather, and how far along are negotiations with Lomachenko?
There's also a negotiation with Lomachenko for an exhibition, just an exhibition, not a real fight. But the Mayweather thing that we are negotiating right now is a real fight.
What do you think about Lomachenko as a fighter? Because a lot of people thought that he maybe retired a little bit early and could have had a few more.
I think so. He can still fight. He can still fight because he's 37 years old.
You proved a lot of people, or the doubters, wrong in your fight with Mario Barrios. A lot of people kind of thought maybe Manny don't do this.
8 years ago, Lomachenko said Manny Pacquiao is too old to fight him. But now he wants to fight Manny Pacquiao 8 years later. But not in a real fight, instead in an exhibition. So after news came out that Floyd and Manny Pacquiao are negotiating a rematch, a real fight, and they are very close to making the fight happen. It was so crazy because before that, reports came out that Floyd was gonna fight Mike Tyson in an exhibition. In fact, Floyd told us that himself along with Mike Tyson. Manny Pacquiao, on the other hand, he was supposed to fight Rolly. And now, Manny Pacquiao is saying he's also negotiating a Lomachenko exhibition. Like, what? What is really going on here? I'm starting to think that Floyd is using Mike Tyson and Manny Pacquiao as leverage against one another. Only God knows if we're going to see Floyd versus Pacquiao rematch and Mike Tyson exhibition in 2026, or if we're only going to see Floyd versus one of them. On the other hand, you do start wondering, is Pacquiao doing the same thing Floyd is doing, which is getting leverage by negotiating with Lomachenko? But the better question should be, why the hell Lomachenko, who retired from boxing, wants to fight Manny Pacquiao in an exhibition who's 48 years old? That doesn't add up. That doesn't make sense. That goes against the principle Lomachenko stated back when Pacquiao tried to fight him 10 years ago. Bob Arum was dying to make Pacquiao versus Lomachenko. That was his money fight, and he wanted the torch to be passed to Loma. Yeah, he killed the Crawford versus Pacquiao, but you know Loma got the complexion for the connection to get the ultimate protection. And shockingly, Loma shocked Bob and the rest of the world by turning down the Manny Pacquiao fight because Pacquiao is too old. Loma said the reason why he turned down the biggest legacy and money fight for him at that time, and at all times for Loma, is because he respects Pacquiao too much. He looks up to him, and he wouldn't want to beat up an old version of him. Why? What will that do for his legacy? If anything, that's gonna hurt his legacy. This is what Lomachenko was saying a decade ago, and that's why he turned down Pacquiao fight. And then Pacquiao went on to be Adrian Broner and Keith Thurman. So that was all cap. And what makes it worse is the fact that Lomachenko now wants to fight Manny Pacquiao when he's 48 after he turned down a Tank fight, a Shakur fight, a Keyshawn fight, everybody fight at 135. The division was so lit and Loma chose to retire instead of pursue his undisputed dream. He only wanted to pursue that at a weak division. But when the division was hot, it was retirement time for him. To add insult to injury, Manny Pacquiao wants a real fight and Loma wants an exhibition? What the hell? Manny Pacquiao earlier this year just fought Mario Barrios. welterweight WBC champion of the world. And next, he's looking to fight either Rolly for the WBA welterweight championship or Floyd in a real fight, not an exhibition. Then why the hell Lomachenko, who's 10 years younger, wants an exhibition? That's a weak move. I can't believe Lomachenko is terrified to get butt whooped by a grandpa version of Manny Pacquiao. The only reason I say that is due to the fact Loma wants an exhibition, not a real fight, even though he's 10 years younger than Pacquiao. Telling y'all, man, Pacquiao got Loma terrified. He ducked him 10 years ago and only wants an exhibition right now? You serious? And 10 years ago, Pacquiao was willing to move down to 135 too. And Loma still turned down the fight when Pacquiao was the face of boxing. He had the best resume in boxing, and he was a living legend, whooping ass. Fighters in their primes like Keith Thurman and Adrian Broner. And this is why this is the weakest move I have seen in a long time in boxing. Loma won in an exhibition with a 48 years old Manny Pacquiao, not a real fight. Wow. Well, let's see if Manny Pacquiao is gonna give it a run with Floyd, Rolly, or if he's gonna give Lomachenko a fake fight, an exhibition fight, so he won't whip his ass too much, I guess. Did Loma just really duck Tank and Shakur? He was acting as if he was ready to take off his shirt and fight Shakur in person. Remember that? Apparently that was all bluffing, because when Shakur sent him an offer, when Tank sent him an offer for the biggest paydays he ever had, for the biggest legacy fights he ever had, obviously outside of the ones he lost, Lomachenko had everything to win and nothing to lose. Shakur and Tank had everything to lose. They never lost. Their careers is still in front of them. Instead, Lomachenko turned down all that, all the money fights, all the legacy fights to retire and choose or beg to fight Manny Pacquiao in an exhibition, not a real fight. Subscribe below and to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
No, I don't believe.
And then obviously we're sitting in a top-ranked lobby, so we have to discuss Manny Pacquiao because that's a super fight, like a dream fight for a lot of fans. He's obviously in the conversation. He could certainly beat Broner. Do you see yourself possibly step in the ring against Manny Pacquiao? And do you think he beats Adrian Broner?
I explain you. I don't want to be a man who make your name on an old legend. I don't want to be a man. Bob Arum and Top Rank give me this chance. They can organize this and make it this fight. This fight don't want me, don't want my father, don't want my team, because not because we are afraid. You know, I'm never afraid, and we don't want this fight because first it's a big different with a big different age. I think he's too old. I think, and you know. Скажу, что я не говорю это с неуважением к Мэнни Пакьяо, но я считаю, что это несправедливо делать имя на легенде.
I'm not disrespecting Pacquiao, but I just I don't want to make my name bigger because I'm gonna beat the old legend. I have my own road. There is a lot of good fighters to fight who is comparable with me. So he's old, he's done. I think his career is done, and I don't want to just because of him to be a legend in boxing.
You've said that you don't care much about